Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. We're here today to celebrate my favorite topic, and that's golf in South Carolina. As you may have heard last week, our partners at the PGA Tour announced that South Carolina will host another PGA Tour event this fall, the CJ Cup in South Carolina. In October, the Congaree Golf Course in Ridgeland will welcome fans and viewers from around the world for the CJ Cup's first Southeast appearance. We're absolutely thrilled, and I know other speakers today will reiterate how important this unique opportunity is for our entire state. South Carolina has always been known for great beaches and golf, but never more so than the last 2 years. As people look for safe, socially distanced activities in the spring and summer of 2020, they discovered, or in some cases rediscovered, a love for outdoor recreation, from hiking and kayaking, recreation, of course, to include golf and beach days. That desire to enjoy time in green spaces and on the greens set the stage for what turned into a historic year for golf in the Palmetto State. In 2021, South Carolina played host to the PGA Championship at Kiowa, the annual RBC Heritage on Hilton Head Island, the BMW Charity Pro-Am presented by Cenex Corporation in Greenville, and the incredible Palmetto Championship at Congaree. This series of tournaments quickly became known as the South Carolina Swing, and scenes from the Palmetto State filled the TV screens and social media viewers all over the country, and quite frankly, all over the world. For 3 consecutive months, from April to June of 2021. Each tournament was invaluable for our overall tourism marketing goals, with the Palmetto Championship providing the unique opportunity for South Carolina to serve as the title sponsor. During that tournament, Discover South Carolina commercials played throughout the broadcast, and our brand was displayed everywhere you looked at on-course signage, helping us to inspire South Carolina to viewers we've never reached before. All told, the state's $6 million investment to serve as the Palmetto Championship's title sponsor yielded an estimated value of $54 million and an estimated economic impact of $50 million. This year, we have another incredible opportunity to show the world what South Carolina has to offer. Thanks to the CJ Cup in South Carolina, the state has dedicated $5 million to serve as the tournament's presenting sponsor, with the CJ Group serving as the title sponsor. Our investment is expected to yield about $54 million in media value again, with 32 nationally advertised television spots with extensive media coverage and digital content. Plus, with the ability to offer more spectator tickets this year, the tournament is expected to have an impressive $80 million regional economic impact. As the director of PRT, our focus is always on our agency goals, and that's heads in beds, people in the parks, and feet in the fairways. Golf is one of the best vehicles for meeting those goals, and it generates more income than any other single entertainment or recreation activity in our state. Golfers can enjoy more than 300 courses all year long, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to say that that data reflects that. Through May of this year, South Carolina is leading the nation in year-to-date growth in the number of golf rounds compared to last year. I'll say that again. We're leading the nation in year-to-date growth of golf rounds, and the data from 2021 was very good. According to a new report we compiled in partnership with the South Carolina Golf Course Owners Association, golf had a $3.3 billion economic impact in South Carolina just last year. It's a hugely important segment of our state's overall $24 billion tourism industry, and tourists who played golf during their visit to South Carolina last year spent roughly $1.1 billion at off-course locations like hotels, restaurants, and more. These numbers are truly incredible, but I'm not the only one excited to celebrate their successes. Today, our slate of speakers will give more details about what the CJ Cup in South Carolina means, why it is an important and incredible opportunity for our state, and what it means to the golf industry and our overall economy. And with that, I'd now like to welcome to the podium Governor Henry McMaster.
Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you. I'll be very brief, and those are fascinating details. If you read the history books, you read about the great explorers, and you hear how it was the Spanish and the French from Europe that were discovering the New World back then and landing in South Carolina. But sometimes I think maybe we've just been discovered truly in the last few years, because it seems to me that everybody wants to come to South Carolina. Everybody wants to be here, and for very good reason. And this is one of them. This is another great step forward. Our state, our people are on display. And in golf, we have a lot of things. We have discipline. It's high competition, and competition of any kind begets competition of other kinds. And having this kind of activity, this kind of excellence in our state is a wonderful thing, and it's healthy. It gives people a chance to get outside, and at Congaree, there's not a more beautiful spot on earth than what you see at Congaree in our state. So I've been saying for a number of years that South Carolina is the best place in the world to live, work, and raise a family, but I think it's also the best place in the world to live, work, raise a family, and play golf, and we're going to see more of it in the upcoming months. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Governor McMaster. Without your leadership and support, this event would not have been possible. Another key player we needed to bring this event to life is the Congaree Golf Club, and we couldn't be more excited to head back to Ridgeland this October. Please welcome Bruce Davison, Director of Golf for the Friedkin Group, representing the Congaree Golf Club. Bruce?
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Dwayne. Good morning, everyone. Congaree Golf Club is ecstatic about hosting the CJ Cup. The Friedkin family, the Friedkin organization, the PGA Tour, the great state of South Carolina, and the CJ Corporation. All of us are interested in execution in excellence. And I think these great partners that we have, that Congaree has, will allow us once again to showcase the great state of South Carolina and our club. Congaree was formed in 2015. Mr. Bob McNair, God rest his soul, and Dan Friedkin wanted to create a philanthropic golf club. It's still the only one in the world of its type. And our ambassadors, we call our members ambassadors, our ambassadors have now raised north of $15 million for our programs through the Congaree Foundation, which is a 501c3 based in Houston. This year alone, we'll do another 36 children in our Congaree Global Golf Initiative. I'll leave in a couple of weeks for the UK, which is where I'm from originally. I was smart enough to move to South Carolina, please note. We will do another 12 kids. That this year will be 36. That'll make 138 children from all over the world, and many from the state of South Carolina who've gone through our program and will go to college with the highest of scholarships. Not only that, in Ridgeland itself, when we got there were no children playing golf at the high school. That's zero, nothing. And now we have 250 kids playing golf at Ridgeland High School, many of them girls. We built a practice tee, a putting green, a chipping area, and very recently Congaree Foundation bought Sergeant Jasper Golf Club, which was the only municipal golf course in Jasper County, and saved it, and we're now restoring it. And I think that was also important, not only just for the kids who can play there for free now, but it was very important for the community itself. So we feel we're a Texas-based company, but we feel we're a big part of South Carolina. And again, without the governor and Dwayne's support, state of South Carolina Palmetto Championship wouldn't have happened. It basically saved the Canadian Open. And this time around, they give us a lot of time. I mean, we had 72 days last time. Now we've got 100. So this will be pretty easy compared to the last time. But in all seriousness, we're looking forward to it. The commissioner and I texted a couple of weeks ago, and he said, I quote, "You will have a very strong field." So I'm going to take Jay Monahan at his word, and I think you'll see the best players in the world at Congaree in the fall. And again, we could not be more excited for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce, and I'm very excited. In case you missed it, Roy McIlroy will be the defending champion, so I'm really excited. So Congaree will make for an unforgettable backdrop for our tournament and showcasing South Carolina golf. The course received tremendous positive buzz from players, spectators, and TV viewers following the Palmetto Championship last year, and is sure to have the same effect this year at the CJ Cup. Now I'd like to welcome the man dedicated to showcasing South Carolina's golf industry as a whole, Terry Sedalick, Executive Director of the South Carolina Golf Course Owners Association. Terry?
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Dwayne. I want to share some brief summary results of our recently completed economic impact study of golf in South Carolina. We do that every 2 to 3 years, and 3 years normally, but decided to move that up a little bit due to the effects of COVID. We're afraid, like many people were, what was going to happen in our industry. The study was completed by a joint effort with the Owners Association and South Carolina PRT. We had some record-setting success in the golf industry during this past year. This success could be attributed to the pandemic conditions, but it's important to know that South Carolina benefited greatly by managing the safe operations of golf better than most states. South Carolina golf, as in the lodging industry, led the nation in its rapid recovery. We now have $3.3 billion in output or sales, 2.5 back in 2019. 37, close to 40,000 jobs, up from 31,000 2 years ago. 1.5 billion in wages and income, up from 857,000. 370 million in federal, state, and local taxes. The governor would like to hear that. Up from 309 million just a couple of years ago. Green fees and membership dues generated 18.3 million, and admissions tax revenue alone accounted for 44% of state admissions tax collections. That's up from 35%. I think it's also important to note that when it comes to tournaments, last year, South Carolina welcomed the PGA Championship to Kiowa with an attendance of 40,000 people. Economic impact in the Charleston area alone was 100 million. In June of 2021, we had the RBC Heritage Tournament with about 30,000 people. We had the Palmetto Championship in Ridgeland. The event was projected to inject over $50 million into the state's economy. First tournament at Congaree, very successful. In addition, the addition of the CJ Cup in South Carolina adds to our state's international visibility and further promotes the tourism economy to our benefit, as that study shows. I'd like to take a 5-second off the schedule here to just say that I not only represent the owners of South Carolina, but also the South Carolina Golf Council, which is superintendents, the PGA professionals, and the club managers and other golf associations. It's important that I say that because that was the key for us coming together in the state to be able to present unified, safe health practices to promote healthy business during COVID in our state. Fortunately, I'm glad to take this opportunity to recognize the governor's efforts to keep the citizens and business healthy in South Carolina. Thank you, Governor McMaster.
Thank you, Terry. Sorry. My apologies there, Terry. Okay, as you know, South Carolina isn't just right for golf, it's also just right for business. Please welcome Ashley Teasdale, Deputy Secretary of Commerce for the South Carolina Department of Commerce. Ashley?
Thank you, Dwayne, and good morning to everyone here on this morning. On behalf of South Carolina Department of Commerce, it is definitely an honor to be here with our governor, with all of our friends at PRT, for our Congaree Golf Club, as well as the South Carolina Golf Course Owners Association. Commerce indeed shares in the excitement of once again hosting the PGA Tour at the Congaree Golf Club. We welcome the CJ Cup to the Southeast, but more specifically to the great state of South Carolina. With the estimated regional impact of $80 million, this tournament will have tremendous boost to South Carolina's economy. It will also attract visitors to South Carolina, as well as business executives from all corners of the globe to our borders. It's no secret that companies locate where they know they can be successful, but also where their employees can enjoy time outside. The CJ Cup will be an ideal venue for cultivating business relationships here in the state, and it will showcase South Carolina to a global audience. Working with our statewide partners, Commerce is proud to help host this prestigious event. And we look forward to reinforcing the many ways on why South Carolina is the best place to live, to work, and to play. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. At this point, I'll open up for questions about anything at all in regard to tourism, golf, the CJ Cup.
California, Texas, Florida usually have multi-PGA Tour events. What does it say about the state to have, two PGA Tour events this year?
I'd like to say we're kicking above punching above our weight, so to speak. We're blessed. You know, we're a small state, but only 5 million people compared to some of the states you mentioned. Yet we hosted 3 national events last year, 4th when you include the Corn Ferry event in Greenville, the BMW Pro-Am. So this year we're going to have, we just finished the RBC Heritage, the Corn Ferry event in Greenville again, the BMW Pro-Am, and now the fall, the CJ Cup. So this is really 3 nationally broadcast tournaments again. We're a state that's known for beaches and golf, and there's not a better time to sort of put the pedal to the metal when things are taking off in golf.
Good answer.
Thank you, Governor. Go to the court. Yes, sir.
Me and Darlington Raceway are on the PGA Tour. What would you say to other national sports organizations about coming to South Carolina?
Come to South Carolina. We'd love to have you. There's room for everybody.
Jay, this is for you, the governor, Bruce, if you want to answer.
Sure.
The Congaree has been kind of a fill-in venue the last couple of years. Is it kind of establishing itself as a course that can be sustainable on the PGA Tour for quite a while?
Bruce?
That's a great question. We think so. We were always going to build a philanthropic club. That was the first thing we're going to do. And we found this magnificent property. And in my country, they say God builds the best golf courses, and only humans can mess it up. And this land, I don't know what happened at Congaree 300 million years ago, but the sea was there, and it left this sand deposit that's very reminiscent of the Australian sand belt and a lot of golf courses where I come from in the UK. Tom Fazio did an excellent job of respecting that. So our golf course is very unusual in as much as you can play golf on the ground, which the best players in the world like. It's also very difficult. Now, we have tees for all of our guys and myself, everybody else. We play forward. But I've been lucky enough to be at a few majors, play in a couple, coach at a few. I've not seen a golf course that I've seen that is any harder than Congaree if we're allowed to play it like we like to play it, like the ambassadors play it. And unanimously, the PGA Tour players in the Palmetto Championship thought it was challenging, thought it was fair. And with the Brawny property that we have, and we've been collecting some property, we know that we have 100,000 car parking spaces. So we see this as another honor. It's another stepping stone to maybe one day getting a major championship, which is what we would love to do. But yeah, we think we can hold our own.
Bruce, if I could just follow up to what did last year's event do for the prestige and even for the simple fact of showing that Congaree could host a major or a PGA tournament on its grounds?
Well, first of all, it couldn't have been done without the state of South Carolina. I mean, the governor stepped in at the last minute and we got it done. This time around, we have a little bit more time to prepare, and when the tour came to us, we reached out to the state and thought the partnership was so good, let's try and do it again. I've met with the CGA executives at Congaree recently, and they are firmly focused on this being the best event on the PGA Tour, as are we. The tournament, Palmetto Championship, was great because we have a nucleus of maybe 20 or 30 guys who play and practice there a lot. Most notably, Adam Scott comes to practice before majors, and so does Tommy Fleetwood. Well, you don't go to a course before majors to practice if it's not difficult. And of course, we have a bunch of guys. JT Poston, who's taught by my business partner, John McNeely, he won last week. Harold Varner, Scott Stallings, Lucas Glover. A lot of these guys really support the club and are there quite a lot. And they've been slowly spreading the word. But when you're a fledgling and you're trying to break into the world of thoroughbreds, it's kind of difficult unless you're very good. And I think Congaree not only talks the talk, I think it walks the walk.
Thank you, Bruce. Question?
Talk about bringing tourism to this region of South Carolina that kind of has been overlooked, that 95 corridors. Also, what it means to bring this kind of tourism, this kind of event, and things to it.
This is very important because there's a worldwide audience has been mentioned. People that love golf and even some who don't but are interested in this kind of competition all over the world are watching. And they like what they see because it's one of the most beautiful places on earth, as are the other places in South Carolina. So this gives people a good way to visit South Carolina without coming, and we know once they see it, they will come. So this is good. Particularly that part of our state is gorgeous, and this is a big step forward for it. Dwayne?
Yeah, as the governor mentioned, it's a great opportunity for us to showcase, a place that doesn't get a lot of visitation typically. But Jasper County is, as the governor just mentioned, one of the most beautiful places in the state. But that $50 million economic impact will spread throughout that region, including Jasper County, Beaufort, and even will roll over somewhat into Savannah. But it's a phenomenal part of our state, the Low Country. What a great time to show our state off, and particularly on a national television audience. Other questions? Yes, sir.
Governor, I have to ask, I know you honored Dustin Johnson in last year's tournament with the honor of a palmetto. As good as the field will be with some of the top stars on the PGA Tour, will it be a little disappointing if things stay the way they are, that Dustin won't be able to participate on his home state?
Well, we know we're going to have a fantastic competition, and I'm sure everyone's going to be thrilled.
Thank you very much.